Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
And welcome back to Foxborough. And soon, if things work out for Bob Kraft, the Patriots will be playing out of Hartford. That would be in 2002, as that Connecticut state legislature has approved a new stadium there. Pete Carroll not thinking about that. And the former 49er defensive coordinator in a key game for him after the Patriots were shocked against the Rams last week. And there is Scott Zolak, who has been a Patriot quarterback for 8 years, but has not seen a lot of action. There is Drew Bledsoe, who has a pin sticking out of his broken finger. But don't bet against him, even for next week, if the Patriots need him against the Jets. And Steve Mariucci, the 49er coach, and all he wants to do is hope the 49ers play as well as they did Monday night. We're underway. The 49ers have won the toss. Adam Vinatieri kicking off. Terry Kirby returning from the 5-yard line for San Francisco. And he is stopped just about at the 25. Steve Young, as Matt mentioned, always the key to the 49ers' offensive hopes. 32 touchdown passes, most in the league, and he has also scored 5. Up front, Deese, Brown, Dolman, Gogan, the Pro Bowler, and Kirk Strafford. And behind the offensive line, Garrison Hurst. And you'll see the 3 wide receivers, Rice, Stokes, and Owens. Greg Clark is the tight end. From the 25, and Garrison Hurst, who had a career game of 198 yards Monday night, setting a 49er record, gets 7 on first down. Defensively for the Patriots, who have been very tough against the run, Collins, Eaton, Henry Thomas. Up front, Chris Slade, Todd Collins, and Teddy Bruschi, the linebackers. They'll miss the middle linebacker who's hurt, Ted Johnson. Law, Clay, Malloy, and Israel. Ty Law and Laura Malloy going to the Pro Bowl. And again, it's Garrison Hurst, and he has enough for a 49er first down.
You know, Dick, you talked about the running game the other night, and you know, I mentioned about Steve Young and it's his team, but the group that Howie Long talked about in the pregame show that's really gelled now has been this offensive line, and they've settled on it. And Derek Deese is at the left tackle. Ray Brown has played very, very well. Gogan, of course, is going to the Pro Bowl. Strafford on the other side has solidified that right tackle position, and they've been playing extremely well. They need to keep that up into the stretch.
Any record set last week against the Lions on first down. Hurst bobbles but holds on to the pass out on the flat and loses a yard in the process. Willie Clay, the free safety, was in on the play. Clay will be an alternate in the Pro Bowl, as both Malloy, who'll be the backup, and Ty Law, the starter, which is pretty heady stuff for a Patriot secondary. 26th in the league in pass defense.
Well, but if you look at them as individuals, they play very, very well. Especially this guy right down here, that Ty Law. He's pretty darn good. Having a great year.
On 2nd and 11, Hurst is tackled for another loss. Chad Eaton, who has played big time in the last several weeks, makes a big play and a loss on the play.
You know, it's funny because Chad Eaton at the start of the season, you know, if you should have taken the number 90 off him and put a question mark, because they didn't know what he was going to be. But as the season's progressed, he's gotten steadier and more confident, to the point now where you have to reckon with him. Now, he doesn't do a great job at times of getting off blocks, and when he does that, he's really effective.
3rd down and 12, and 3 wide receivers for the 49ers. Patriots coming up to the line and now heading back, and the pass is caught by J.J. Stokes and a first down, and there is Jerry Rice finding Stokes into Patriot territory and a pickup of 21.
Nice job of Steve Young. And we talked right at the start of the game how this all comes back to Steve Young and his eyes. And they're trying to give you all kinds of different looks. He knows right where he's going. He's looking right outside. He has a rookie, T-Bucket Jones, working on J.J. Stokes. So you just take that big body and you just let him use it. And that's where Stokes has really gotten good. A few years ago, not as good. Now he understands how to use that big frame.
1st and 10 at the 44 of New England. Hurst in motion to the right. And the quick toss Jerry Rice.
Amazing.
And a first down at the 30. Fumble on the play. Ty Law has recovered for New England.
That is a fumble.
It is a fumble, and he's still going. And Ty Law, amazingly in traffic, brings it out near midfield, and a big turnover for the Patriots.
Now, once that beanbag is on the ground, that's a fumble. The official saw it right away, and that blue beanbag flopped out. In fact, it's right there on about the 29-yard line. That means that Jerry Rice is a fumble. That's a great job by Teddy Bruschi of stripping it.
Even after Rice had covered the ball up. We'll be right back. Back in Foxborough, there is Ty Law returning the fumble, giving the Patriots a first down on their own 47. So Jerry Rice obviously upset with himself after the turnover. And now New England going on offense. Ben Coates, the tight end, in motion toward the line, and the handoff is to Robert Edwards, the rookie, who had a big game, breaks out of the pack. Edwards with a big game against the Rams, gets a first down before Tim McDonald catches up with him.
Remember I told you about Steve Young? Watch Steve Young. He sees the blitz come here, so he's going to throw to the vacated area. Bruschi has to come all the way over. He sees it, ball comes out quick. Now the nice play on the other end by Bruschi is just awareness and then stripping the ball.
And a couple of players are down. Tim McDonald, after he made the tackle, is down, and Chris Dolman, back at the line of scrimmage, is also hurt. Two 49ers injured right now, and we'll be back here at Foxborough. Tim McDonald, who's sitting on the bench, and Chris Dolman both hurt. Lance Schulters, a rookie, has gone in for McDonald, and Brenson Buckner has gone in to the defensive line. Gabe Wilkins, starting at tackle, is moved to defensive end. First down, Patriots on the San Francisco 42-yard line, and the screen pass to Robert Edwards. And Robert Edwards, who gained 196 yards against the Rams last week, gets 20 on the end of the screen pass. Schulters, the rookie from Hofstra, brings him down, and the Patriots are driving.
That's a smart call. That's a good call. Now, you know you want to ease your passing game. You want to give Zolak a couple of things to get a little bit of confidence, and that's a smart play. You're going to let the pass rush come inside, you let your receivers run off, and you just dump it underneath. Dolman, incidentally, is checked back in.
20-yard pickup. There is Chris Dolman back at defensive end. Patriots on the 49er 22-yard line, and on the delay, here is Edwards, and he crashes inside the 20-yard line. So let's bring you up to date on the Patriots offensive unit. Scott Zolak, who is in his 8th year, but only his 6th career start. Bruce Armstrong, Damon Denson, Dave Wollabaugh, Todd Rucci, and Zephyrus Moss up front. Edwards, along with Chris Floyd, the rookie, starting in place of Tony Carter at fullback. Tony Simmons, another rookie at wide receiver, replacing Terry Glenn. Second down and 7 for the Patriots. They're on the 19. Zolak is going deep, but no one there, and the pass is thrown out of the end zone, and it wasn't close. Defensively for the 49ers. Dolman back in the lineup, as Matt mentioned. Roy Barker, the other defensive end. Gabe Wilkins and Junior Bryan in the middle. Lee Woodall, Winford Tubbs, and Ken Norton Jr. at linebacker. And the secondary banged up. Darnell Walker and rookie R.W. McQuarters hurting. Merton Hanks and Tim McDonald are the safeties, as the Patriots face a 3rd and 7.
You're not going to get Tim McDonald out of that game. He is a warrior. How he put him on his tough guy team. He should captain that squad.
Troy Brown has come in as a 3rd wide receiver, and the pass is caught by Tony Simmons, short of the first down by a couple of yards, and the field goal team will come in for New England.
You know, when you have a quarterback like Zolak who hasn't played, and you bring him in a situation like this, he hasn't started a lot, there's two kind of passes that you give him. One of them is the short stuff because it comes out quick and you can read it right away. And the other one is the deep ball, because that's something you can just kind of lay out there. It's the intermediate game that requires a lot of timing and reading and all that. That's where he'll have the problems.
Adam Vinatieri, who was 4 for 4 against the Rams, with a 32-yard attempt here. And the kick is no good. There was a low snap from center, and Vinatieri hooked the kick. So after going perfect
they kicked
in the Dome in St. Louis, yes. The Patriots failed to capitalize on the turnover, and the score remains 0-0 with 8:32 to go in the first. Still no score as the Patriots miss a golden opportunity, trying to take advantage of the turnover, the fumble by Rice, field goal missed by Vinatieri. So the 49ers go back to work. Starting from the 23. Roll out by Steve Young, and he's not going to find anyone, and down he goes. Chris Sullivan was the first to get to him, and a loss of about 5 yards.
That's a nice job in pass coverage. You know, you mentioned about their stats, whatever they are, like 25th or whatever you said, 26th in the league. But if you look at the players who are out there, that Lawyer Malloy can play, Ty Law can play, Israel is playing as well as I've seen him. Willie Clay is having probably his best year. I think this secondary might be as good as is out there.
No question about it. The thing they haven't gotten is a real solid pass rush.
No, it's been inconsistent at best.
2nd and 15. That was a coverage sack on the last play, and there's Garrison Hurst slicing off the left side, nearly getting back to the original line of scrimmage, and Teddy Bruschi, one of the outside linebackers, was there, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
You know, you watch Teddy Bruschi, and you look at him and you go, oh, he's 54, he's not real fast, he's not real tall, he's not a real big guy. But the more you watch him on tape, the more you like him, because he's always around the football. He's got good instincts, and I told him the other day, he looks like Gumby, because he's always kind of contorted in weird different positions.
You know, he is like the Wayne Corbett of defense.
He's a good football player.
As is Corbett, the champion Jets.
Very much so.
3rd down and 12. 3 wide receivers. And pressure on Young, and down he goes again, and Chris Slade this time. And I'll tell you, that secondary doing a terrific job of blanketing the 49er receiver.
And also coming with some. You know, they brought 5 that time. And it looks to me, you can see, coming from the outside, you got 5 people. Nice job on this stunt by Slade. Good job of looping, and because of the coverage, Young's going to have to make a quick decision. It wasn't there. They jumped their coverage, and it's a sack.
There is Troy Brown, who is back to receive punts. And this is the first time that he'll be back there this year. Reggie Roby kicking it away for the 49ers. And the Patriots should get good field position again. Troy Brown on the return, and he is tackled in San Francisco territory by Lance Schulters. A 40-yard kick, and a flag is down. So we'll wait. Our referee today, Bob McElwee, and the penalty will be against San Francisco.
That's a hold against San Francisco. So they're going to have to determine.
They'll decline it, I believe.
Holding number 41, kicking team, penalty is declined. 1st down. Timeout.
So Steve Young not getting off to the smoothest start thanks to the Patriot defense. We'll be right back to Foxborough in just a moment. Back at Foxborough, no score in the first quarter. The Patriots with the ball on the 49ers 48-yard line. So good field position for New England in their first 2 possessions. Robert Edwards, and nothing there as the 49ers shut down the run. So Scott Zolak, who said he was waiting for his chance. He says you dream of an opportunity to not only start, but start in a meaningful game.
Well, then you can forget about your dreams as soon as you get out there and they kick that thing off. Because then what you have to do is see what the heck that defense is trying to do to you. And again, what we said at the start, they're going to take that runaway and they're going to force the thing back on your shoulders. So you have to make good, quick decisions.
2nd down and 11. And movement at the top.
Yeah, it looks like R.W. McQuarters, unless he was drawn, you have to wait and see. R.W. McQuarters is, he's a good rookie.
Encroachment called against McQuarters, who moved into the starting spot at cornerback about midseason.
I started to say he's a good young rookie, but the point is he's still a rookie. And they're still giving him help, and he's still learning to play out there, but he's well equipped because he's a pretty physical guy, and he runs pretty well. And the best part I like about him is he wants to be great. And that, if you have that, you got a chance to be great.
But he commits the penalty, and the 49ers, one of the most heavily penalized team in the league. As a result, 2nd down and 6 from the 44. And the pitch goes to Edwards. He gets an opening. Robert Edwards gets the first down to the 32-yard line, where Winford Tubbs, the middle linebacker, stops him, a pickup of 12.
Dick, that thing doesn't go anywhere unless Ben Coates doesn't take care of his job on Roy Barker to start. And they take Coates and they motion him down. Going to come down right in here. Here he comes. He's trying to be sneaky. See how he's looking up here? Uh-oh, look at Bink. Take the defensive end. And then a good job of getting Ken Norton's hands down on the ground. Just that little bit of pause enables him to get the extra yardage.
First down for the Patriots on the 32 of San Francisco. Edwards cutting inside, and a good gain by Robert Edwards. Edwards, like Garrison Hearst, both played their college football at Georgia. He gets 7 yards on this play, and Ken Norton Jr. in on the stop.
What I like about Robert Edwards, first of all, he's a quiet guy, and he just goes about his business. He's a hard worker. He didn't come in kind of flash or all that baloney. He just came in to play. And then the best part of him when you watch him is he never goes backwards. Very rarely does he get hit and go back. In fact, he told us that's something that was coached him at Georgia. He said if it's a 3-yard run, make sure you get 4. He always does that. He's always moving forward for the extra yardage.
Here's the pitch left this time to Edwards, but the 49ers close it up for what may be no gain, bringing up 3rd down and 3. Robert Edwards with a career game, of course, this being his rookie year. Edwards picked on the first round as the Patriots looking to fill the gap left open by Curtis Martin, who's having a fine year with the Jets.
Boy, how good were the Jets?
Pretty good.
Bill Parcells, say what you want about him. He is a phenomenal coach.
That's what you can say. He's a phenomenal coach.
He is a phenomenal coach. And he hates to hear it, but tough. He is.
3rd and 3 at the 25, and Derek Cullors, the 3rd down back, will get the first down. So Derek Cullors getting the 6-yard pickup and a first down inside the 20-yard line. And when you consider that the Patriots have had good field position on 2 possessions, they've got to come up with something here.
Well, what they've come up with is they're going to run the football, and they're going to do it effectively. And Howie Long and Chris Collinsworth, Terry Bradshaw were talking on the pregame show about the loss of Bryant Young. Now, this is the 3rd game past Bryant Young. First game they ran for 200 on him. Last week was nothing. Now they're going after him again.
Here comes pressure by Norton, and the pass out to Robert Edwards inside the 10. Edwards driving for the goal line. Touchdown, New England.
Dick, that was the perfect illustration of how Edwards, when there's contact, just keeps on driving.
Hey, Ernie Zampese doing a fine job making sure that Scott Zolak not exposed here, at least in the first quarter.
Well, and this was on Zolak because he had to make that read. He's getting pressure from this side. He sees it and just dumps it. Now you have him out in the flat. Now watch how Edwards finishes the run. There's the strength into this. Watch McQuarters, boom. Just finishes the run, lowers the shoulder, gets his pad level down, and drives to the end zone.
Adam Vinatieri on for the extra point. He missed a field goal a short while ago, but this is perfect. And the Patriots make good on their 2nd possession of the game. The backup quarterback has nothing lead over the 49ers.
It was right before
Foxborough, the Patriots take the lead 7-0 over the 49ers. 6 plays, 48 yards, and Robert Edwards with a 19-yard touchdown catch. He is 1 yard short of 1,000 yards rushing in this, his rookie year. Patriots need a win and a Tennessee loss, and they'll clinch a wild card berth today. The kickoff by Vinatieri. Terry Kirby looking for running room. And Kirby, with hard work, brings it up to the 30-yard line.
Walker, and together we shall rule the galaxy. I can't wait for the new Star Wars to come out. I love it.
Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens are the wide receivers, but it's a running play and a good one for Garrison Hearst. The other Georgia Bulldog carries it out to the 45, and a first down, a pickup of 14.
Nice job up front. Nice job by Dahlman, Gogan, and Brown inside. Sounds like a law firm. Watch Ray Brown, number 65. Edwards gets the block, then Ray Brown, and then boom, just right into the crease. Anytime you can get Garrison Hearst to that next level past the O-line, there's potential of a major big play.
From the 44-yard line, they go to Hearst again. And he dives to midfield. Chris Slade grabs a hold of him, a gain of 6 yards. And Garrison Hurst, who needs 61 yards to break Roger Craig's team record of most rushing yards in a season that he set back in '88.
Dick, remember a few years ago when the 49ers offensive line was, you looked at him and said, yeah, it's a finesse offensive line. They're not. They've retooled. I mean, you look at Gogan, you look at Brown, that is not finesse. Fiore now is in at left tackle. He's not finesse.
Here is Hurst. Garrison Hurst close to the first down. And, of course, Kirk Sprafford came out of retirement at right tackle.
I mean, take a good look at Kevin Gogan. He's going to the Pro Bowl. I mean, I was dogging him before the game, and he said last week, you know, that game we ran for 300 and some yards for, he said it was a fat guy's dream. And I said, why'd you say that? He said, well, I said it to a fat reporter. I mean, I figured that he would understand. So when you can get it going and you just keep on humming on somebody, it's just like eating. It just don't stop.
I see his reasoning.
You would. You're a good knife and fork man yourself.
Thank you very much. First down. Garrison Hurst already considered a workhorse as we get under a minute to play in this first quarter. Picks up 5 yards up the middle to the 38-yard line of the Patriots.
The Kevin Gogan playing better this year than he did a year ago. But the guy who the coaches feel has played the best has been Ray Brown on the other side. And said Ray Brown from the beginning of the season to now is playing very, very physical and consistent.
Greg Spires replaces Chris Sullivan at defensive end up front for New England. 2nd and 5. And this time Terry Kirby, giving Hurst a breather, is knocked back by the Patriot defense. It'll bring up 3rd and about 3.5. And that may be the last play of the first quarter. Should be. And time running out, and that is the end of the first quarter with the score. The Patriots 7, the 49ers nothing. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Start of the second quarter, the Patriots lead the 49ers 7-0. The New England playoff picture, they will clinch a playoff berth with a win and an Oilers loss. And right now, the Oilers trail the Green Bay Packers 14-0 in the first quarter at Lambeau Field. Dick Stockton along with Matt Millen. Start of the second quarter, 3rd and 3 for the 49ers. On the New England 36, and the handoff, Terry Kirby, and he's got the first down and still going. Terry Kirby, tough to bring down, and finally Willie Clay and Ty Law stop him, but not before a 19-yard gain.
Terry Kirby's really improved. You know, 2 years ago, Terry Kirby was one of those players that went down too easy. You'd hit him, you'd nick him, you'd trip him, he'd fall down, but he's running very well. It's like he's got better knee action or he's just running harder. But I watched him the last month or so, he's running really well.
Look at this drive, Matt. 6 rushes, no passes. Reminds you of last week's game against Detroit. So they haven't yet gone to the air game. First down, 49ers on the 17. And a timeout call, as you could see that Steve Young trying to talk to Clark, the tight end, about where to line up. And a timeout called by San Francisco. They're not happy about that.
He got the penetration, and because of that penetration, even though I don't even know what kicking it fat means. That's a golf term, so I have no clue.
Well, I can tell you that he hit the ground before he hit the ball.
Oh, okay, I had no idea.
Remember that one now. Robert Edwards on first down brings it up to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3 yards on the play. So Wade Ritchie misses his 9th field goal of the year. He is 15 for 24, and the rookie, not drafted, has won a couple of games this year, but misses here, and the Patriots retain their lead.
Even if, you know, hitting the ground first, whatever, I don't know, but I do know this. When you get the great penetration inside, that cuts down your kicking angle, and that Eaton got his hand up. 2nd down and 7. And here's Robert Edwards again. Edwards short of the first down, but he went over the 1,000-yard mark on the previous carry. He gets 5 yards here, so that'll bring up 3rd down and short as McQuarters and Ken Norton Jr. brought him down. So only the 3rd rookie in Patriot history to go over 1,000 yards rushing. He's getting better too. He's reading his offense better. He's reading the offensive line. He's seeing the cutback. Start one way and boom, he's decisive and gets to the left side really well.
Here are the others. Curtis Martin, of course, won. John Stevens back in '88. And now Edwards. 3rd down and 2. Zolak's pass. Ben Coates with the first down up to the 40. And again, got to mention Ernie Zampisi because his game plan is really suited to Scott Zolak's so-called inexperience. As the reliable tight end, Ben Coates gets a 10-yard reception to the 40.
Tim McDonald is coming off the field again.
And Schulters replaces him. Well, this secondary really banged up. The starting cornerbacks are hurt. Marquez Pope is out, as is Zach Bronson, so they're thin. 1st and 10. No flag, and the pass dropped that time by the rookie Tony Simmons.
And they take a chance outside. See, they came with the blitz inside. That put Simmons, the rookie, on R.W. McQuarters, the rookie. Now, when you have a rookie corner, you don't really want to expose him. But when he's playing against another rookie in Simmons, you say, all right, I'll take my shot. You let him play off a little bit, and then you just break on the ball inside. That time, Simmons got to make that catch.
2nd down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Tony Simmons has had a big month in the middle of the season at wide receiver with all of the Patriots hurt. Edwards stopped from behind. Lance Schulters. And no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd and about 10.
You mentioned about Lance Schulters. That means what he's been doing is watching that man right there, Tim McDonald. And he's had a chance all season long to see how a great pro plays.
This is a rib injury that Tim McDonald has, and he is going to the locker room.
He'll be back. He has a date with a needle.
That's a whale of a date.
Yeah.
3rd down and 10. 49ers sending extra people. Zolak's pass, and it's again Simmons who should have made the catch. Darnell Walker was covering on the play, but it was Simmons' ball to grab.
Dick, remember you and I talked about this at the start of the game. Somebody's going to have to make a play. Lance Schulter is getting a chance, so what he's going to do, he's going to take advantage of it. You come on a blitz, you know, you get in there, nobody touches you, better make a play. And then Walker's holding the outside. That's a tough catch, but you have to make it. You have to make that catch.
That's 2 he hasn't been able to handle. And Tom Tupa, who is the backup quarterback today behind Scott Zolak, kicking in R.W. McQuarters on the receiving end at the 19. And McQuarters is buried by Chris Carter. That was decisive.
It looked worse than it was. See, he put the brakes on right there. Carter ran right through him.
Coming up next on Fox, most of you will see the Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. We've already wrapped up the NFC East, plus other regional action. Second half of our doubleheader, the NFL on Fox.
Falcons and the Lions. Dan Reeves recuperating.
So Ted Johnson recuperating.
Also recuperating, along with Willie McGinnis recuperating. Those are guys they need on the field.
49ers starting from the 24-yard line, and Garrison Hurst is knocked back. Lawyer Malloy, who will be a backup at the Pro Bowl and a very impressive guy. You've got to like the composure of these secondary people.
I just think, first of all, he's a great kid. I mean, he's a great kid, and the game means something to him, and he plays with a great attitude. And up here a few weeks ago against Atlanta, I was talking to him about Jamal Anderson before the game, and he said, look, if he runs and moves, I'm hitting him. And I love that.
I knew you'd love that.
He's a physical guy, and he understands, and he's going to continue to get better.
2nd down and 9.
Great play by Jerry Rice.
75 yards, and Steve Israel was the only man who had a shot at him.
And the guy we were just talking about, Lawyer Malloy, took a bad angle. He had a chance to knock Jerry Rice out, but he got too high on him. They're just playing the zone. He sits right back inside. Now watch, here comes Lawyer Malloy right there. Got too high, missed the tackle, and then Rice, of course, you know, who can't run.
With a knee surgery last year.
He can't run. He gets on his horse, and he runs just well enough to get into the end zone.
Wade Ritchie for the extra point, lining up to try to tie this game up, and he does, and we're tied 7-7. So, well, just when you're ready to bury Jerry Rice, he comes in and makes a big play to get the 49ers back in it to tie it up. Coming into the game, #1 in the conference in receptions. Well, the good news for the Patriots, Sean Jefferson making the catch of Scott Zolak's pass, 61 yards, but Jefferson took his helmet off. 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. This is where it happened, and so Adam Vinatieri will be kicking off from the 15-yard line.
I think that's terrible. But look where they're kicking from, down here. They are going to give away major field position right here. Vinatieri could kick it 3 times. He couldn't kick it into the end zone from there.
2 spectacular pass plays. Young to Rice, 75 yards. Zolak to Jefferson, 61 on the last 2 possessions.
A long way to kick.
14-7, the Patriots lead. Not a bad kick, actually. And Terry Kirby from the 26, going down the sideline. Vinatieri misses him. And you can see where the penalty.
He stepped out of bounds.
The Patriots, but he stepped out of bounds upfield.
Right, look at Steve Mariucci. Mariucci saying, no, that was there before. He didn't step out right there. Yeah, you're going to notice something with Steve Mariucci's. Well, he's not as animated today as he's been. That's because his son Tyler, he was wrestling with his boys, and his son Tyler did a WWF move and jumped off the top and landed right in his back and messed up his ribs.
How about when you saw him yesterday, you put your arms around him and he said, get away from me.
Well, I was going to give him an arm drag. You know, he's a big wrestling fan, so I was going to arm drag him. He said, no, don't touch me. Tyler killed me.
49ers getting the ball at midfield after Kirby stepped out of bounds. Garrison Hurst off the outside, and he'll have enough, it appears, for a 49er first down, run out of bounds by Malloy.
Nice job of this 49er offense to continually go back. You know, they started that run. Remember, Dick, you only run if you have it. They start dropping an 8th man up there and you have an unblocked guy, you don't go with it. So they're coming to the line of scrimmage. They have their 7 men. You're still going to have to defend those wide receivers, so they're just going to run at it.
Stokes and Terrell Owens are the wide receivers. From the 40-yard line, play action for Young. Drills it, and the pass is intercepted by Ty Law. It was intended for Owens, and here comes Law. And the 9th interception of the year for Ty Law. He leads the NFL.
He is good. He is really good. And that whole thing ties into what we were just talking about. It's a bad dance, but that's a good play. You're talking about that 8th man up. See, Larry Malloy walked up. Steve Young saw it. So now with your strong safety up, you're going to have to try to throw it to the middle of the field. And Ty Law just played it perfectly. Now, the ball was errant, but he was right there for the coverage, playing outside technique, trying to go inside. The ball went over the top. It's an excellent pick and an even better return.
30 yards on the return, and Pete Carroll very much in this as the Patriots get it back. Ty Law with an interception and a fumble recovery. And the Pats have it on their 32. Leading 14-7. Zolak on first down. The pass is batted in the air and drops incomplete.
Remember, I told you about who's at the line of scrimmage and what they make you do. Now watch, see, they're going to walk him up. That's going to give them 8 men up here. That means you have some throwing room. Look at this in here. That's what they're going to try to get to. You're in a cover 3, or you have your safety right in the middle. They're going to try to throw it. The ball was poorly thrown. It was thrown to the outside. Ty Law just stayed right on his coverage. That's a nice pick.
Only the 11th interception thrown by Young. 2nd and 10. Handoff is to Robert Edwards. Edwards running into Merton Hanks and knocks him back a few yards and picks up about 7 on the play.
Remember, I told you about Warriors being on the field. Guess who's back? Tim McDonald. Tim McDonald is back on. I love him. I just, you know, there's some guys in this league that you get around and you just can't help but watch it. And Howie Long was talking about it on his pregame, his tough guy thing. He doesn't run that great anymore. He just plays. He knows how to play, and he plays with great passion.
Like another linebacker on this team. Third down and 4. Derek Cullers in at running back out of the shotgun. Zolak's pass is intercepted by Tim McDonald.
Of course.
And McDonald brings it back, and on the turnover, Tim McDonald. It was intended for Ben Coates, and now the 49ers are threatening, down by 7 in what has been quite an entertaining game thus far.
Yeah, well, every time I can watch Tim McDonald, I'm entertained. That's a player. Take a snapshot, watch him. You know what, he's going to come up, and what they're going to do is they're going to, what they call the lurk position. See, he's just going to sit inside. So then what they do, they let him just use those eyes. Watch those eyes. They're beautiful. That is instinct. That's seeing everything, experience, all rolled into one. He's going, what, you're going to throw it to me? I'll take it. Tim McDonald is a pure player.
And he outfought Coates for the ball. 4th interception of the year for McDonald. So Steve Young back on the field. First down on the 22 of New England. And the handoff to Hurst. Nothing doing as the Patriots drive him back.
Dick, to go back to that previous play with Tim McDonald, that's good coaching. You know, you have a player like Tim, and yes, he doesn't run great anymore. So what you do is you take him out of that position, and you put him in a position where he doesn't have to run with the guy. You just let him sit in the middle and patrol and use the instincts and use his eyes and experience. That's good coaching.
'49ers have won 4 in a row, and they have scored at least 30 points in all those victories. Right now they're looking to get even against the Patriots. 2nd and 9 on the 21. And the pitch is to Hurst, and that hole breaks down, and making the big play that time, Todd Collins cut him down, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long for the 49ers.
And Todd Collins made the tackle, and Lawyer Malloy made the play with Chris Slade. Because if they don't give you an edge and force it back in, you can't make that tackle. You always have to have force to force things back inside. You know what, you're going to take up now. Here's Lawyer Malloy is going to come up. Slade does a good job. So he's going to come up from the outside and force things back in. And then Collins can come from the inside out.
3rd down and 7. 3 wide receivers. And you know who they are. Rice has the catch and the first down out of bounds at the 10-yard line. And how many times has Young and Rice run that out? Good for 9 yards.
That's what you call a timing route. You can see Steve Young sees to the left. He sees there's a cushion with Ty Law, so you just throw to a spot. Now, Steve Young is throwing before Jerry Rice is ever breaking. It's all a matter of timing, something you've done, you know, a million times over.
Jerry Rice on the verge of going over the 100-yard mark in receiving. Comes out of the game. 1st and goal at the 10. 49ers already 200 yards on total offense. Patriots not that far behind. Here is Hurst. And the hard-driving Garrison Hurts gets to the 8-yard line.
You know, we talked about force, and sometimes what happens is you come up with force and you try to turn it all in, and then you take, you know, a guy like Ray Brown and you pull him outside, and you know you have force. Watch him on Spire. So you just take your force and you put it into the middle of the ground. And you bury your force and you eliminate it, and you allow for Hurst to come inside.
And he did more than come inside. He set a new 49er rushing record for a season, breaking Roger Craig's mark. We'll bring you up to date on that. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 7, and right now the Patriots call a timeout, and here is what Hurst has done today. 1,504 yards, a new single season rushing mark. Roger Craig held the old mark, so Hurst breaking several rushing marks for the 49ers, who as a team shattered their team mark that way. Well, in the NFC West, the 49ers trail the Atlanta Falcons by 1. They can still win the division, but Atlanta would have to lose later to Detroit, and the 49ers would have to win out. They would win by the basis of having a better record among common opponents. But if Atlanta wins today on the road against the Lions, the Falcons, what a great story with Dan Reeves coming back from quadruple bypass surgery, would win the NFC West. The 49ers, a victory gives them home field in the 1st round.
You know, that's the recent story with Dan Reeves and his bypass, but the bigger story with Dan Reeves is just a great coaching job he's done. I mean, just because he's got to be the coach of the year, and there are some good coaching jobs going on, but if you look at what he has and what he has them doing, That's the mark of
I agree with you. Denny Green, of course, has Minnesota, but Minnesota made the playoffs last year. The Falcons did not.
Minnesota's got players all over the place. Denny Green has a great nucleus, and he's got to be complimented for getting those players there.
He, too, did a great job.
Dan Reeves doesn't have the same amount of players, and he's winning just as well.
Second and goal on the 7-yard line after the timeout, and a touchdown to Terrell Owens. And no one near Owens, and he is now, flag is down. Penalty marker comes down after Owens got in.
It's a late flag, too. Heck, Terrell Owens was already dancing when they threw those flags. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness.
It is a touchdown. It came after the score.
So if they assess it after on the kickoff, they'll be kicking from the 10 again. Here's Terrell Owens just going to run a crossing route underneath. Kind of slows down. Todd Collins bit. That's a nice move. Just that little hesitation cleared it. Collins bit on it. And then there's that ugly dance.
That's the 7th straight game that Terrell Owens has scored at least 1 touchdown. That's a pretty good mark. And the extra point, Wade Ritchie is on, and the kick is good, and the game is tied. So Owens, who has been on a hot streak, now 9 touchdown catches in the last 7 games. As Steve Young has thrown 2, Scott Zolak, playing in place of Drew Bledsoe, also has thrown a pair.
Dick, you mentioned earlier about this wide receiver group here, and then also the one in Minnesota, and then really the only difference between the two is Randy Moss. It's because Randy Moss has what this group doesn't have. That's great speed. Other than that, this group can do anything with it. Stokes can play, Owens can play, Rice can play.
Pretty good group. Let's take a look now at the playoff picture in the NFC. The Vikings, Falcons, and Cowboys division leaders. The Vikings and Cowboys have clinched. 49ers and Packers already are in the playoffs. The Cardinals right now would have the edge for the final wild card berth. The Buccaneers, who will dealt a blow losing to the Redskins yesterday, along with the Saints, who play the Cardinals today, and the Giants are still alive for that 3rd and final wild card berth.
Well, you saw that penalty by Jefferson taking his helmet off in the 15 yards, and now and the field position they got out of that. I mean, they had it at the 50-yard line after a Terry Kirby return. Now it's going to be reversed. I've never seen this before, incidentally. The 2 times you're kicking from the 15, it's the first. You know, you're around this league for 20-some years.
In one game.
It's amazing. So now the Patriots are going to get the same kind of field position.
Ritchie will tee it up on the 15-yard line. The 49ers scoring after the interception by Tim McDonald, so their first turnover, and they made it count. Back deep, Derek Cullors and Chris Canty for New England.
It's a good kick.
Derek Cullors returning. And really
nice hit. Terry Kirby
drove him back at the 38-yard line, so didn't get quite the field position the 49ers got. Well, Saturday, it is a Fox NFL special when rookie sensation Randy Moss, Matt was just talking about him, leading the high-flying Minnesota Vikings into Tennessee to battle Steve McNair and the Oilers. Coverage begins Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, right here on Fox. And Matt, it'll be our last chance to take a look at Randy Moss before the playoffs, and a great job for Randall Cunningham, who could be an MVP this year in the NFC.
Well, he has had a phenomenal year, and Steve McNair finding his game getting better and better. That promises to be a really entertaining game.
Robert Edwards from the 38-yard line picks up about 3.5.
You know, Dick, I think the 49ers have to be a little bit careful right here with what's going on in this running game for the Patriots, because the Patriots don't have, you know, an overpowering offensive line. In fact, that's one of the things that they've been criticized about up here. They haven't been able to really consistently run football. Now, this Edwards is a good player, but the offensive line doesn't get a lot of push. However, in today's game, they're getting a pretty decent push against the front of the 49ers.
And they got a good push against the Rams, but this is a better team they're playing today. 49ers call a timeout. That is their 2nd timeout of this first half.
They're going to try to get that, stop the clock again here at the 2-minute mark. and then try to get some field position out of this in the exchange. Of course, their thinking is they're going to stop them here on downs.
Well, if there's any team that can get it up the field in a hurry in a 2-minute drill, it's Steve Young in this 49er attack.
Minnesota also can get up the field in a hurry as well. They have so many weapons, and they're fun to watch. You know, I think the irony in today's football with all the balls being thrown. Remember when I was a kid, you know, the NFL and the AFL, and the NFL said that AFL all they do is throw. We've now become the AFL.
Pretty entertaining, though. Second down and 6, and Robert Edwards rushing, and he may have the first down at the 48-yard line.
There was a sudden end to that run.
You mentioned how he's been trained to fall forward, and he did there. Good enough for the first down as we wind down to the 2-minute warning here at Foxborough. 49ers and Patriots locked in a 14-14 tie. We'll be right back.
Look at that kid's puss. Here's a cute little thing, wasn't he?
Steve Young hoping for another opportunity with the score still tied. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Zolak gives ground, dumps it off to Robert Edwards on the screen, and Edwards to the 45-yard line. They get 7 on that play.
Ernie Zampesa's calling himself a good game. They have him a little bit off balance. They push the ball down the field in the big one to Jefferson. They run the screens effectively, but the whole key in today's game for the Patriots has been their ability to run. There's Ernie up there like the cheese. You know, the cheese stands alone. There he is.
Anyone can adjust with a different quarterback. Zampese can. And he's done a good job thus far. Second down and 4. Here is Edwards looking for running room. Flag is down, and Tim McDonald drives him back along with Brenson Buckner.
He's amazing. Tim McDonald is a hurting Bucker. He is going on the plane ride home. He is really going to be hurt.
Holding is the call against the Patriots.
Remember the old Beatles song, you get by with a little help from your friends?
I believe so.
Yeah, well, Tim McDonald's getting by with a little help from his friends right now. And he is going to be hurt.
Number 61, offense. 10 yards, second down.
Left guard Damon Denson called for holding, will set it back to the Patriot 45.
There's Damon Denson inside, and there's also Tim McDonald coming up inside. It's not so much a hold as much as it is a tackle. But watch Tim McDonald. You know, get off the block, get to the ball, and then make the tackle. Yeah, your ribs are hurting, and guess what? Edwards lowered himself and drove right into those ribs.
Second down and 14. 49ers still have one timeout left if they get it back, and Zolak is going deep again for Jefferson, and the ball is knocked away by McQuarters, the rookie from Oklahoma State, with Sean Jefferson step for step.
No, Zolak throws a pretty good deep ball.
That's his reputation.
Yeah, he throws a nice deep ball because he gives it enough air. Good job of McQuarters of not biting hard on the double move, and then he stays with it just enough. Watch the ball, look when the receiver looks, feel him with that left hand. Very well done. Now Jefferson could have done a better job right here of coming back inside and forcing it, because he'd have had to run through those hands, but McQuarters stayed right there on it. Excellent defense.
You know, Matt, they have thrown at R.W. McQuarters twice today, and they have not completed a pass, so he's done his job. Third down and 14. Zolak passes to Robert Edwards, and Edwards is down, and that'll bring up fourth down. The 49ers quickly call their third and final timeout with 1:01 on the clock, and if a team can do something with no timeouts remaining, the 49ers can. Take a look at the AFC playoff picture right now. The Denver Broncos and New York Jets have already clinched their respective division titles. The Jacksonville Jaguars on the brink of that. The Dolphins, the Bills, and the Patriots right now have the edge in the wild card, although the Oilers still have the better chance than the Steelers, Raiders, and Seahawks. The Patriots can wrap up a wild card today with a victory and a loss by the Oilers against Green Bay.
And is that score still 14-7?
Yes, it is. At least last I saw.
Had to throw that disclaimer out.
That's right, just in case it's 31-30. Now it's 21-7 Green Bay, so I'm glad I pointed that out.
Thank you very much.
It's McQuarters, who moved into the starting role at cornerback, back to receive the punt from Tom Tupa. And he'll let that one bounce. And the Patriots trying to keep it in play, and they can't do it. It is a touchback, and Looked like New England was going to catch a break there, but the 49ers will have it on the 20 with 50 seconds remaining in the half.
Fisher was right on top of it. That's a good call. Larry Wiggum, their special teams ace, getting up a little bit slow, but getting up. You know, you forget this game. You forget all the things that happen. Like normal everyday, you know, you're just a regular everyday working stiff. You get something like that, you go, man, that hurts. I'm going to be out for a while. In this league, it hurts. You got to go back the next play.
Can't take a day off or a playoff. Well, there's Ty Law going back. He's picked one off. 49ers, 8 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the first half this year. Will they get another? First down from the 20. And this pass, and it's caught by Stokes. And he stops the clock as he goes out of bounds with 44 on the clock.
Steve Young knows where the rookie is, to Bucky Jones. He's working on the outside with J.J. Stokes because, you know, you have to defend the sideline. And Stokes realized where he is at, and knows he has to stop the clock by getting out of bounds, and he does that.
49ers out of timeouts. They're on the 38.
Here's Jones down here again. There's a safety sitting up here to help him.
Steve Young goes over the middle, and the pass to Garrison Hurst, and Hurst still on his feet, gets whacked just before he gets to midfield.
Teddy Bruschi and Willie Clay.
Now they want to spike the ball and stop the clock. That's what Steve Young.
Wiggum is having a hard time get off the field, and they didn't throw the flag. See, they could have thrown the flag for 2 reasons. One guy being offsides, and then secondly, not having, you know,
flag
having
is
too
down,
many,
Matt.
and they should have. It was a late flag. They have 12 guys on the field, and Wiggum was on the other side of the field.
They may have caught that. They got one of them. Offsides called against the Patriots.
Chris Carter ran on late.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And Wiggum was trying to hobble off. And so penalty will be declined.
We accept it.
And the offsides will be declined. So he's just said there was also too many men. That one will be declined, and the offsides will be accepted.
Steve Young, 10 of 12, 2 touchdown passes and an interception. 49ers on the 46 of New England, first down and 5, but 23 seconds remaining in the half, and that's the key number. Young has time, and he swings it out to Terry Kirby, who goes out of bounds, gets the first down with 17 seconds to go. Not yet in field goal range for Wade Ritchie, who's getting ready just in case.
Steve Young has a great feel for this 2-minute, much like Montana did. You know what part of the field to use. You know the time and when to use it. Like that last play to Garrison Hurst, he decided to come underneath. Yeah, you don't have any timeouts, but you have enough time to be able to use the whole thing and spike it. That's all good thought process and a nice job of running that clock 2-minute drill.
Mark Harris has come in the game, a speedster, number 88. 4 wide receivers on first down from the 39, and Young goes to Kirby, and he'll get out of bounds inside the 35-yard line with 12 seconds showing on the clock.
So what the Patriots are doing is they're not going to give up the out balls on the wide part of the field. They're going to force them to throw it underneath and just make them dink it down the field 5 yards, 6 yards. You'll give them that. If it's going to be a field goal, they're not going to make it an easy one. And you're sitting right here, you're talking about a 50-yarder. So you'll still give up another, maybe around 5 yards here.
46 yards is the longest for Wade Ritchie, and this is rookie year. 2nd and 4 coming up, so they need close to 15 yards, I would think, maybe 12. Young looking for a receiver, and a flag down, and the pass caught by Jerry Rice. And out of bounds, but a penalty marker down. The ball up to 25.
Ooh, this is against the defense. This will easily give them the 3 points.
Well, they've got within Wade Ritchie's range right now.
Yeah, pass interference on the defense. Now, Pete Carroll's not real thrilled about that. Could be a push in the back, or let's hear what he has to say, or maybe we'll lip read.
We can do that.
We're checking to see if a first down was made on the play. On the penalty. Correction. We're checking to see
First
if the
down was
5-yard
made on the
penalty will
play.
give them a first down. Okay. Illegal contact will be declined.
I don't see it.
They had it.
They got the first down by a mile.
They're on the 25-yard line. And they're going to bring Wade Ritchie in right now with 7 seconds to go. Ritchie missed a field goal. It was blocked early in the second quarter on a 31-yard attempt. This will be a 43-yard attempt by Ritchie to try to give the 49ers their first lead of the game. And it's a fake.
Gutsy call.
Ty Detmer is going to throw it into the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown. And it's Irv Smith, I believe, the tight end. There is another flag down at the 15-yard line. On the fake field goal attempt, Detmer found Irv Smith, and it's against the 49ers, nullifying the score.
Maybe it's a lineman downfield or something.
Time has run out in this half.
Now watch them. Remember now, they can't go past here. Here's the snap. There's the fake.
The snap was bobbled, and that's why they had to go for the pass.
Now this is in it already, Dick. This is a fake the whole way. Now they did a nice job down the field. The only thing I can see is this. I don't know.
Foul on the play.
There's no foul, and it's a touchdown.
It was a touchdown. Irv Smith beat two defenders, and there you see that Steve Mariucci says go for one, so they will kick. It is 20-14, the 49ers lead, as Ty Detmer has thrown a touchdown pass to Irv Smith, 25 yards.
Got behind. I'm wondering if
a bizarre play at the end of this half.
Well, I think what may have happened is the one official saw a lineman number down the field, and it could have been a guy that already reported. And once they cleared that up, it could be the 6.
Here is Wade Ritchie with the extra point. It's good, and the 49ers get a touchdown on presumably a fake field goal, and well executed. And let's see Detmer on the fake as he threw to Irv Smith.
So your eligible guys are your end man on the line of scrimmage, and this guy, and then also your kicker is eligible. You know, Dick, you may be right. That may be. In fact, it is. That's a bobble snap. It's a good call by you. And then an excellent job of Detmer of just having patience. And then the defender back here, I think it was Todd Collins. Here's the snap. It goes down. That's exactly what it was. That's a good eyes by you. And then you have to see and look down the field. And now Pete Carroll was saying, hey, that guy was down the field, and that's an ineligible number.
Oh, yeah, not a bad way on a botched field goal attempt to get points.
Monty Moore turned his back to the receiver.
All right, and that is the end of the first half with the score. The 49ers 21, the Patriots 14. Fox NFL Sunday will continue as JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will bring you the Visa halftime report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Because the Christmas spirit prevails here on the set as we talk about this San Francisco New England game.
There's your guy right there. Got a pin in his finger. Drew Bledsoe out for this game, probably out for the season. His replacement, Scott Zolak, though, has a strong arm, doesn't need it as he hits a little swing pass. Later down the middle, we got a 7-all football game. And then the deep thrower, Zolak, down the sideline. How far did he throw it, Howie?
Oh,
61 yards. Sean Jefferson. Oh, you got to love it. 14-7. Then Young looking deep for Terrell Owens, but it's picked off. You bet. This guy went to law school. Tyler, that is. 9 interceptions. And then this touchdown right here. There's all that. There you go. You got to love that. Now, botched field goal. Not a fake field goal attempt. Now Ty Detmer out, firing deep. Who does he find? Irv Smith. Smart move by Smith. Even smarter by Ty Detmer. Beautiful job by the 49ers. Well coached, 21-14 at the half. The 49ers over New England.
As we move along the scoreboard, any significance in this game here at all, Terry, postseason-wise?
Oh, no, not really. I'm not even watching it, to be honest with you.
I don't see that, Terry. Other people are. Packers, your guy Favre, what's he doing?
He's got his 5th year in a row where he's thrown 30 touchdown passes. And on one show I did in Milwaukee, I said he'll be mad. He's coming out firing. The Giants are mad. They're taking that out on the Chiefs, 21-0.
Steelers not out of it, but
you cannot play the Bengals in those uniforms because you get confused with your eyesight.
Anomaly. James Allen, running back, first time starting for the Bears, first touchdown and over 130 yards. That in the first half. Howie, San Francisco and New England.
Two guys that Matt Millen talked about a lot in the first half that are both playing hurt. Jerry Rice, an incredible performance showing what he's made of in that long touchdown run. And Tim McDonald, a guy leaves the game with a rib injury. He's so valuable to that team. The problem is there's not enough of Tim McDonald. He can't help cover for those corners who are having problems. He can't play linebacker at the same time, which essentially is what he is, one of the toughest players in the NFL. Problem is, San Francisco is going to go a long way. They're going to need to deal with Minnesota's receiving core and Atlanta's receiving core, and they're not going to get it done that way.
And let's explain what happened on the field goal there at the end.
Would you? I thought I did.
You have
he's going to elucidate.
Lineman. Yeah, I'm going to do that too. You have an offensive lineman that comes in and plays basically the tight end position. But in order for him to be eligible, he has to come in, tell the referee, number 63, I'm an eligible receiver. The guy announces it over the PA. So even though he was down the field with an offensive lineman's number, it's still legal because he announced it beforehand.
And fire is what, Chris?
When you botch a field goal, everybody says fire, 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 and then you run down the field and you get open to catch a touchdown.
Let me explain something to our viewers. I get one gulp of air. And then I have to go 1,000 miles an hour. So I do not have time to explain
we don't care about. Let me tell you that the second half of your game is coming up between San Francisco and New England, and we think there's a lot of love on this set. I'm not sure. Back with more in a bit.
Halftime here in New England. The 49ers leading 21-14. It's internet time at halftime, and so this week's You Call It bonus question, which team will score more points in the second half? Log on to foxsports.com to play You Call It. And now, ask the pros. And our pro today is from Hockendackwa, Pennsylvania. And today's question comes from Greg Sucherman in Beverly Hills, California. And Matt, can the 49ers go far in the playoffs without Brian Young?
I think, Greg, I think your answer is yes. And my reason for that is in this league now, you have to score points. And I think if you looked at the Denver Broncos last year, they scored a lot of points and won the Super Bowl. They did not have a great defense. The 49ers have that same recipe.
And the big play at the end of the half, on the bobbled snap on the field goal attempt, Ty Detmer to Irv Smith for the touchdown to give the 49ers the lead. Getting ready for the second half kickoff with the 49ers leading 21-14, scoring a touchdown. And we'll show you that play after the kickoff on the field goal attempt that was botched and a touchdown pass, Ty Detmer. We've had 5 touchdown passes thrown here. Steve Young, Ty Detmer, and Scott Zolak. Wade Ritchie starts the second half. And Derek Cullors will return it from 4 yards in the end zone for the Patriots. And he is tripped up at the 19.
In the winter, the cold wind moans, but the will to win.
Getting ready for the second half kickoff with the 49ers leading 21-14, scoring a touchdown. And we'll show you that play after the kickoff on the field goal attempt that was botched and a touchdown pass, Ty Detmer. We've had 5 touchdown passes thrown by 3 different players. Steve Young, Ty Detmer, and Scott Zolak. Wade Ritchie starts the second half. And Derek Cullors will return it from 4 yards in the end zone for the Patriots. And he is tripped up at the 19.
Dick, let me clarify some things. See, now, Derek Deese is down here. The rule says that any ineligible number, when it's in a position to be eligible, has got to report. Now, you saw him raise his hand, and he raised his hand. That then has to be said to the defense, and the defense has to be aware of that number. And now they report it. See, now what happened? Pete Carroll here, he sees Derek Deese, 63. He said, look, 63, who's right here, and then is going to roll this way, is what he sees. Now, that is an ineligible number, except it had reported. And so the official threw the flag, but then they went back because they have to write those numbers down and check it. They checked their numbers. It was a clean number, and it's a touchdown.
Chris Floyd up the middle for a couple of yards on first down. Zolak in the first half, 7 of 14 in the passing department, 127 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception.
You know, Dick, I think part of the confusion of that last play also is the referee's mic was out. And because usually they get on the mic and say 63 is reporting, and they say it to the whole crowd.
2nd and 6, Ben Coates in motion. Handoff Robert Edwards, and Edwards about 2.5 yards short of the first down. 21-14 49ers will lead for the first time, and looking at the halftime numbers.
I mean, it really was a well-played game. I mean, I should say an even-played game the whole first half. You can see the total yards, and it was a lot less than that. Whatever that play was at the end on the botched field goal, or I should say the successful touchdown pass.
But it's been an up and down game.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty well played.
As you would hope for 2 teams with playoff implications on the line. 3rd down and 3. Flag is down. And the flag was thrown before the play got underway.
Which usually indicates offense, and it is.
78 offense.
And Bruce Armstrong, the left tackle, and could even hear there that Bob McElwee's microphone isn't working as well as it normally does.
It's Bruce Armstrong, the left offensive tackle. Just that little bit of hint of a movement is all the official had to say. And they were going to run Robert Edwards on a pick outside, and it was wide open.
Derek Cullors is the lone back with 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 7. Short drop, and on the slant, the pass thrown behind the rookie Simmons, and that'll bring up 4th down. Merton Hanks was defending on the play, and that could be a dangerous play and could result in an easy interception and score.
That's a nice read by Merton Hanks. They were going to try the quick slant to Simmons on the end. Hanks read it perfectly and broke underneath, and had that ball been thrown properly, it could have been a pick.
So Tom Tupa on the kick as the Patriots go 3 and out on their first foray of the second half. R.W. McQuarters standing at the 35. Good kick by Tupa. Here's McQuarters. Flag down. McQuarters doesn't get much. And he is stopped at the 34-yard line.
I'm wondering if that's not going to be a push in the back.
Usually that is the call.
By Peterson. He was the first guy down. On his coverage, he had the first guy down. That's an odd call anyway.
Carroll and Mariucci, the respective head coaches, waiting, and it's a conference involving all of the officials.
Number 50 is illegally down the field. That penalty by rule is declined.
So he didn't push him, he was just down too fast.
Number 99, illegal block in the back against the receiving team. That penalty will be assessed. 1st down, timeout.
We knew somewhere along the way we'd have an illegal block in the back, right? You got it.
Here it is, right here. If you don't see the front of the number, don't push him.
Back at Foxborough, Dick Stockton along with Matt Millen, the 49ers, who are looking for their 5th straight win. They started the year 6-1, and then they had a 1-2 middle of the season, and you can see how ball control and the play number quite even in this game. In fact, the game is even, other than that 1 touchdown that the 49ers scored at the end of the half. Steve Young under center, 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Garrison Hurst brings it out to the 27-yard line.
Well, Dick, you asked me at the start of the game about the running game and this 49er offense, and then at halftime, can they just get it done with offense? Well, when Steve Young is playing like this, it's a resounding yes. I mean, it's not even close. 13 out of 14 under 20 yards. 13 out of 15 overall. He's got, the 2 touchdowns. He's playing in control. And that is the whole key.
And he's 7 for his last 7, so he is on his game, no question about it. 2nd and 5. Hurst in motion to the right. Steve Young looking for a receiver. Now he's going to go downfield, and it's caught by Terrell Owens. Owens with Clay on him, and that was one of those pass catches that Randy Moss has made famous this year for the Minnesota Vikings.
And I was just throwing the ball up because he looked down the field, and Willie Clay was right there on his coverage, right where he had to be. And now watch Clay looks this way. See, he keeps on going. And he's looking, he doesn't know. He had to turn and play the ball. And Steve Young looked initially over there, wasn't there, and then saw that Owens was down. So he just did a random Cunningham. He just threw the ball up, said let the big man make the play.
And Randy Moss did, but this was Terrell Owens in a gain of 42.
Steve Young sees something that he likes.
From the 30-yard line, let's see what he likes. And the pass nearly intercepted by Steve Israel. Terrell Owens was the intended receiver, flashing down the sideline, and Israel almost foiled this play.
So here's what he saw. He saw the safety sitting in here. He saw Owens lined up outside man-to-man. He said, guess what? I'm going to take advantage of this. But Israel did a good job of getting the jam and forcing him wide. Young anticipated him being inside, and when he rolled into his coverage, he almost got himself a pick. Excellent job by Israel. That's outstanding.
Hey, that entire secondary having a big year. 2nd down and 10, and here is Garrison Hurst. Hurst has gained only 22 yards in this game, a far cry from his record-breaking 198 last week.
They play good, solid run defense. That time they were going to try to get it outside, but another good job by Chris Slade. See, Slade turned everything back inside. And if he can't get the corner, you force him to go in. Slade's played, put his big boy pads on today because he's turning things back in.
3rd down and 10 at the 30. Mark Harris is in as a 4th wide receiver. And Young's pass, Jerry Rice has it. Did he get to the sticks is the question. He did not. He's about a yard short and gets 9 on the play. Chris Canty, the nickel back covering on the play, or one of the nickel backs Patriots using out there.
Well, remember, if there's one nickel, I mean, if there's one extra DB, that's a nickel. If there's 2 nickels, that's a dime. If you get 5 nickels, that's a quarter.
So 2 nickels is really a dime.
That's what they say. Right. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
4 for 8 on 4th down conversions. They need a yard. They're not going to get the yard. And the Patriots take over on downs. Greg Spires stops Garrison Hurst in his tracks, and a loss of 4.
That's a nice job by Spires. Just comes down inside. He beats Greg Clark and makes the tackle.
A big defensive stop for the Patriots, and we'll be right back to Foxborough in just a moment. Darnell Walker, who re-aggravated the bruised thigh.
Here he is right up top on Jefferson.
1st down at the 25, and the pass caught by Tony Simmons, and the rookie gets a 1st down. He had dropped a couple earlier.
I want to show you this 4th down play. Now, Greg Spires working on a tight end. That's a mismatch. Spires should win this every time, but here's the key. See, he beats Ray Brown's block just by dipping back underneath. That's a phenomenal effort, and is able to make the tackle in the backfield. All those things happen. You have to remember, those are decisions that are made in a millisecond.
Spires with a big defensive play. 1st and 10 at the 36 for the Patriots. Zolak drills it. 1st down. Zolak, looking like he has played regularly for the last 8 years, finds Sean Jefferson close to midfield, and a gain of 11.
Dick, this is good football. And John Madden and I were talking a couple years ago, and the Arizona Cardinals played Dallas Cowboys. And in the 2nd play of the game, Deion Sanders went out. And they didn't try to throw a pass to that side till the middle of the 2nd quarter. And that's dumb football. Zolak and Ernie Zampese automatically saw that there's a replacement outside. And Antonio Langham is in, and you're going to go right after him. Make him prove he can play.
He returned to action last week after being out with a knee injury, and there's a flea flicker, and here is here's Zolak going deep.
That was dumb.
And this long pass, and it's going to be intercepted by Merton Hanks in the end zone for a touchback. And they were going for Tony Simmons, but well overthrown.
No, Zolak, that was horrible by Zolak. His head's going to fall off one day. He never even looked. He just turned and threw it.
And Merton Hanks intercepts his second pass in as many weeks. Had a big one against the Lions on Monday night. Just playing center field here.
That was dumb. Bad throw. The officials now are going to put the ball at the 3-yard line because in their judgment, they're going to say where he caught this ball right there at the 3-yard line, that the play didn't take him into the end zone. He had a chance to take this ball back out. You know, he threw the beanbag up there at the 3. So they won't get this at the 20. They're going to get this at the 3-yard line.
See, he wanted the touchback. Right. Momentum didn't send him in. He ran in.
In their estimation, that's what they're saying.
So the 49ers are at the 3-yard line, and Garrison Hurst doesn't get much. Hurst, who had a big day last week, now has 16 carries for 64 yards.
Dick, to go back to that play from the offensive point of view, that was poorly done by Scott Zolak because they did the flea flicker, and once he got the ball back in his hands, he never looked downfield. He just threw it up.
Second down and 9. Again, it's Hurst. And again, it closes up as the Patriots doing a terrific job against the running attack. Henry Thomas, who leads the team in sacks, and he's had a fine year, makes the play.
Nice job by Spires also. Henry Thomas is there. Nice job by Willie Clay. And whenever I see a safety like Willie Clay get up there and make a tackle in the coverage they were in, that tells you something about the experience and having been around. Now, Spires did a nice job of holding the point. Clay was in what's called the 2 deep, where your safeties are way back. And if you can make a tackle at, what, 1 yard from the line of scrimmage, you're playing with some good instinct.
Well, they got the 3 wideouts in there now on 3rd and 7. Steve Young in his end zone completes the pass to J.J. Stokes, and a flag follows. Steve Young gets hit in his end zone as he fires and hits J.J. Stokes.
This is going to go against Tibucky Jones, 34. Every time Steve Young has had an opportunity to look outside and see the matchup of Tibucky Jones, 34, on J.J. Stokes, he likes it. He likes this matchup. It's inexperience against a guy with experience and a big body. And I didn't see it there, but they did. They declined it regardless. The point of the fact is that Steve Young knows where he's going to go when he sees that matchup. And they're helping him with the safety on top.
And he got a pass rush in his face. No better quarterback at getting out of trouble. First down on the 15-yard line. And here is Hurst trying to go outside. And Todd Collins with the penetration. And Hurst unable to get anything going. Patriots doing a solid job of keeping Garrison Hurst under wraps thus far.
Yeah. Chris Slade made the play. Didn't make the tackle. He made the play. Because they started to come upfield, and then he forced it deeper and wider. And whenever you can do that, you give your other defenders a chance to make the tackle. Slade's played himself a pretty darn good football game here this afternoon.
Not many on this defensive unit has not for New England. 2nd and 13. Inside handoff, Hurst. Garrison Hurst with his best run of the day gets the first down beyond the 25-yard line. Ty Law makes the stop, so finally they get something from their record-breaking running back.
Nice job of blocking up front, and then a good job of Hurst of just running with his eyes. Because what he does, he sets that block up on Brewski well, but right here, see, Lawyer Malloy is going to come in right, oh, it was right in front of that. And he made a miss by cutting back inside. It's the second bad angle I've seen Lawyer Malloy make, and that's very uncharacteristic for him.
14-yard pickup. On the 26, slant caught by Stokes. close to another first down for the Niners.
I'm going to show you an excellent job of all-around football. Steve Israel gets an watch this. This is a jam, okay? It's not a touch. It's a good push right to into the upper body. And Stokes does a great job of coming off of the jam. So, yeah, it's all right to be physical, but then the key is who's going to recover the quickest. Stokes recovered fastest. Young found him, and it's another first down.
They have thrown to J.J. Stokes 4 times. He has caught them all for 58 yards, and it is a first down.
Gerald Jamal Stokes.
To be exact, first down. And here is Mark Edwards, the fullback, gets about 5 yards on the play. Edwards carrying for only the 18th time this year, gets 5. We're at Foxborough, Massachusetts, as Week 16, and playoff implications for both the 49ers and the Patriots. Score is 21-14. The 49ers lead. Scott Zolak doing a fine job. In place of the injured Drew Bledsoe, has thrown 2 touchdown passes today. Steve Young has thrown a pair. And Ty Detmer on a boxed field goal attempt, also a touchdown pass. Thus, the total yards of over 600. Handoff to Kirby, and he's nailed back at the 40 by Thomas.
It's been a pretty well played football game today. I mean, there have been big plays on both sides. You've had some decent running on both sides. You know, they have the passing game. There's only been a couple of mistakes, a couple of missed tackles, and a couple of poorly thrown balls. Only one by Steve Young that was an interception. Zolak threw another one that was a bad decision, was an interception. For the most part, it's been pretty even.
3rd and 5 at the 41. And the pass caught by Terrell Owens, and he'll have the first down. And this is the surgeon right now, Steve Young, who started on his own 3-yard line. This was a pickup of 12, and they're in New England territory.
Dick, you know, and you see that on those operating rooms, you say scalpel, sponge, doink, you know, and the doctor keeps calling him out. Well, the doctor who's calling him right now is Young, and the guy who keeps on flopping him out of those receivers, because every time he asks for something, they come through. Stokes one play, Owens the next play, Rice another play. They just keep on flopping those things. Whatever he asks, it's there.
And this offense is in rhythm, and it's the passing offense. Here's Terry Kirby again, and Kirby driving his way with good blocking to the 40-yard line, short of about 3 yards for the first down. So Jerry Rice now over 1,000 yards in receiving yards, and so is Terrell Owens. So a great tandem, and of course J.J. Stokes as well, we've talked about today.
And here's a guy that people forget about right down there. John Taylor. Boy, was he a great player. These guys have the same kind of magic that Taylor and Rice had.
2nd down and 4, and there is Kirby. Tell you, Terry Kirby, who runs for the first down, has given the 49ers a great changeup from Garrison Hurst this year.
He's playing, yeah, he's not going to like me. He's playing better than I thought he could play, to be honest with you. I said this earlier, he went down a little too easy earlier, but he's running very, very well. And it is a nice changeup, and he's running more physically than he has in the past. He's not going down as easy. I think he's not going down at all a lot of times.
Former Miami Dolphin. First down on the 30 of the Patriots. Here's Edwards, the fullback, with his 2nd carry, and maybe a yard.
Well, now the Patriots have given yardage up all the way down. Remember, this drive here started at the 3-yard line, and they have effectively taken it to almost 68 yards here. And all that yardage can count for nothing if they stop them right here. You got to tighten your belt right now, and somebody's got to make a play.
Balanced offense today for the 49ers. Only 3 more running plays than pass plays. Far cry from a week ago. 2nd and 9. And the screen pass intended for Hurst, and the Patriots putting pressure on number 8.
Spires picked his game up a little bit over there. He's inspired.
Well, he made the big play on 4th down to turn the ball back, and good pun by you, I might say.
No pun intended. That's the worst part. A nice job of running past the block of Scrapping, they were going to set up a screen down in that right side. But because Spires was able to get there, he forced the bad throw and sets up this third down. So one big play is made by somebody. Now another big play has to be made.
They need 9 yards, and they're not going to get it. Chris Carter and about 4 other Patriots. That is the 3rd sack by New England against Steve Young, and a big loss of 5 on the play for its 4th down coming up.
Well, Chris Candy drew the coverage on Owens on the outside. The reason that's important, that's where Steve Young was looking first. And secondly, he was looking to Jerry Rice. But because of the pressure, Slade is there, Chris Carter is there, Henry Thomas is there, but because of that pressure and the good call defensively, it goes for naught. Boy, Slade has played himself one whale of a game.
He has, and now Wade Ritchie will attempt a 52-yard field goal, but first the 49ers will use a timeout. This would be a 52-yarder. He hasn't made one that far this year. Timeout. We'll be back. 49ers in effect wasted a timeout and then have decided not to attempt the field goal, so it'll be Reggie Roby coming on to punt the ball. Troy Brown is deep. He'll try the kick to keep it within the field. So if this kick were to go into the end zone, it would not be a successful punt. Almost straight up in the air. That's exactly what Roby wants. The fair catch called for by Brown at the 15. That was a good job by Reggie Roby.
Bad job by Tim Hanshaw, who didn't get on the field in time, forced him to waste a timeout. 49ers were forced to waste a timeout. Kevin Gogan and Ty Detmer made the call because Tim Hanshaw, who comes in late, forgets. Now look, there's a hole in the bottom of your line right here. Now watch Kevin Gogan. You think Kevin Gogan's a happy camper right now? I don't think he's calling him, hey, you dummy head. Don't forget to get back in there. I think he's about to kick him right square in the keister.
He won't invite him out to the Pro Bowl, really.
He might invite him someplace, but it won't be to the Pro Bowl.
Ball on the 15-yard line. That 49er drive took nearly 8 minutes, and they come up with nothing. Scott Zolak's pass intended for Jefferson is incomplete. Take a look at the last 4 possessions by the Patriots. Zolak has thrown interceptions on 2 of them, and they had to kick the other 2 times, so the offense has stalled.
Well, they only have 14 plays there, and so one of the knocks on Zolak has been that he's a streaky kind of a player. And right now, they need a streak. They need a hot streak instead of a cold streak, because you can see the last 14 plays have been on the cold side.
Drew Bledsoe out of action, and here is a end around to Sean Jefferson, and Zolak is out in front blocking, and Jefferson does a good job, gets the first down to the 30 before Antonio Langham undercuts him in a gain of 16.
Yeah, Zolak made like an offensive guard.
But he's built like one.
Yeah, he's a big guy. You know, he's about 6'5", and I don't know what he weighs, and I don't know what those numbers say, but watch him right here. He looks like Fuzzy Thurston and Forrest Gregg coming out there on that old Packer sweep. He just blocked him right out of the picture. Heck, you didn't even see Merton Hanks.
That was a 15-yard gain and first down on the 30-yard line. Hand off to Robert Edwards, and a couple on the play. Zolak, by the way, went to the same high school that Joe Montana attended, Ringgold High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. His father was Joe Montana's coach, and at the time, Zolak was the water boy on that team.
Yuns play good football in Pittsburgh.
That's what they would say. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score, the 49ers 21 and the Patriots 14. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
Get sitcoms backstage secrets.
In the 4th quarter with the 49ers leading 21-14 over the Patriots. 2nd down and 6 for New England on their 34-yard line. Cedric Shaw, number 23, is the running back. Zolak's pass incomplete, well overthrown.
Third down, 6.
It's kind of neat.
Bledsoe on the sideline. He has those pins in his finger. I think it's actually amazing that he played the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks with a broken finger.
Pretty courageous in game the way he did. Third down and 6. And the pass intended for Jefferson, incomplete. Tim McDonald was covering downfield, and Zolak, who was a pretty accurate passer early in the game, has kind of lost that accuracy in the last couple of quarters.
Well, was the operative. And what Tyrone Leggett gets beat. Now it's here. I mean, there's a safety McDonald coming over, but a better throw. That's a big play. And that's a wasted opportunity. You can't have that.
Too many 3-and-outs for the Patriots, and they are relying on their defense to keep them in the game. Fourth down, Tom Tupa will punt. R.W. McQuarters is back, and the 49ers trying to block that one. And Tupa, they might have gotten a piece of it.
I don't see an official giving a tip signal.
And it's out of bounds. James Williams, number 53, either got a piece of it, very nearly did. In any event, it was not a good kick of only 25 yards, and the 49ers will have good field position. San Francisco, which is a rarity, normally would be snowing here today in mid-December in New England. Here's a switch. First down at the 41-yard line. Garrison Hurst picks up a yard on the play. Well, the 49ers leading 21-7. Here are the 3 touchdowns. Steve Young finding Jerry Rice on a 75-yard touchdown combination in the second quarter. That tied the game at 7. And then Young found Terrell Owens with a 7-yard score to knot the game at 14. And then Ty Detmer on a botched field goal attempt finds Irv Smith in the end zone, 25 yards, to give the 49ers their only lead and the one that they have right now. On second down and 8, here's Hurst breaking through the line, and Garrison Hurst drives into New England territory, and a first down, a 14-yard gain before Lawyer Malloy brings him down.
Got to be close to probably 80 yards, or
he's going to approach that 100 mark.
He's zeroing
93
in on,
now, Matt.
Yeah, he's zeroing in on that another 100-yard game, and I think you credit Hurst, but you also credit that offensive line, and you credit Bob McKittrick when you talk about that offensive line, because there's an offensive line coach who made the switch to a more physical group.
And flags on the play. Dave Fiore, number 74, is replaced Derek Deese at left tackle.
False start, number 74.
And it was Fiore guilty of the false start.
Got that hangdog look about him right there. You can see the yards per game, Young and Marino, and then Dan Faust.
Since the merger, 428.
It's amazing, really.
They're on record pace to break the Miami Dolphins at 433. Last week it was the running game. This week they're doing it through the air again. First and 15 following the penalty, and the handoff to Hurst. Nothing there, and a loss and a flag. 1-yard loss. It was Ferrick Collins who pushed the line, and then a penalty marker down, and it will go against the 49ers.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold. So instead of being first and 15, it's going to be first and 25. They're going backwards.
2 straight penalties against San Francisco.
Holding, number 63, offense.
That's
10 yards, first down.
Holding against Deese, who came in, I guess, after Fiore was guilty of a false start. Deese came back, and he holds.
Deese is in on the other side for Stratford.
Right.
Fiore's in on this left side.
Right.
You know, and that's a good point, Dick, because I think the thing with Derek Deese to remember is that he can play all those positions. And so you can't just think, well, you know, he's in at left, oh, he's in at guard, oh, he could be center. Deese can play all the positions, and that's a great advantage for the 49ers.
Got to confuse the line, though, when they make all those changes in a row. First down at 25, Garrison Hurst. Not much there. Got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be second down and still 25.
Henry Thomas has been active inside. Chad Eaton has been strong at the point today in the interior. Spires has played himself a pretty good game. And, you know, we say all these things, and then you turn around and you see that the 49ers are closing in with a 100-yard running back. And Steve Young is throwing the ball real well.
But by and large, you're right. The Patriot defense kept them in the game.
Oh, it has been.
2nd and 24. Young's pass intercepted. He held onto it. And it's Willie Clay, and he's got it. It's an interception for New England.
And that's the reason they've kept them in the game. Second interception.
There it is. Not even close. Off the mark was Steve Young that time. Veteran Willie Clay with his 3rd interception of the year. The Patriots unable to take advantage of 2 previous 49er turnovers. Let's see if they can do better here. First down on the San Francisco 49. Zolak hands off to Robert Edwards, and the rookie from 5.
Watch Willie Clay on this coverage. See, this is in and out with help. We used to call it Iowa. See, Willie Clay sits over the top. He holds the inside. He holds the outside. And then Clay drives on anything. So he holds the top and sees the inside, knows he has help up high, and just does a great job of jumping the coverage. Really, it comes down to instinct and anticipation.
Young throwing 2 interceptions today to go along with his 2 touchdowns. 2nd down and 6 on the 45. Patriots trail by a touchdown. Zolak up the middle, and the pass is caught by Ben Coates. First down to the 35. Ben Coates, who did not play last week and only came back Thursday due to the death of his mother in South Carolina, only had a couple of days of practice, but delivers here.
We talked about the streak, and he had been on a cold streak. Right now, Zolak just sits right inside, knows where he has to go with the ball. He saw it open, and once Coates broke to the inside of Ken Norton Jr., the ball was right there.
First down at the 34 of San Francisco. Harold Shaw in the backfield along with Robert Edwards. Zolak incomplete, intended for Simmons. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Still plenty of time remaining. Nearly 11 minutes remain.
See, to my count, Simmons has 1 catch. I think they've thrown at him 5 times. He has 3 drops. Not a good day. They needed him to step his game up. That's not happening.
Terry Glenn out for the season with a broken ankle, suffered last week against the Rams, and Patriots have been hampered with wide receivers hurt all year. Vincent Brisby, Troy Brown was hurt, Glenn was hurt earlier this year. 2nd and 10.
Let's see if they can find him.
Handoff to Colors, and he is decked by Lee Woodall, and Woodall on a big loss on the play of 7. Big defensive play for the 49ers.
It's a good call by John Marshall, the defensive coordinator. He's going to take a shot right here. You're going to take Lee Woodall, and they're going to shoot right inside the gap. Now, you have to make a play when you come clean. Coming clean means nobody's touching it. You're all by yourself. You've got to make that play. It's a roll of the dice. It's that time of the game where you're at the 10-minute mark. This game can go either way right now. It's a big 3rd down.
3rd and 17. Scott Zolak pass, and it's caught by Tony Simmons, and a first down and a big one. And there is the rookie from Wisconsin having a shaky game coming into this last play, but makes a big 20-yard catch. First down, Patriots.
You know, that was everything that could go. Everything was wrong. Zolak throws this thing off his back foot, and then Simmons, ball just thrown. I mean, he runs to the ball, does a nice job of making the catch, but it almost shouldn't have happened. I mean, Zolak was throwing the ball as he's dropping back off his back foot.
But in the books, it goes as a 20-yard.
Looks nice in the stats.
From the 21, and there is a bootleg by Zolak. Not that nimble on his feet, and down he goes. That's not the kind of plays that he excels in. He's better throwing deep, and it was Dolman and Junior Bryant in on the play. A 6-yard loss for New England.
Dolman and Junior Bryant should turn around and kiss Antonio outside, Antonio Langham, because that's where Zolak wanted to go. And then, had he had time, he wanted to look down the field to Jefferson. That wasn't there. And then, realizing he has nothing, you get that, you know, that panic look. And then you're able to make the sack down behind the line of scrimmage.
Zolak only his 6th start in his 8 years with the Patriots. Second down and 15 now. Zolak, pass is nearly intercepted. Ben Coates was the intended receiver, and Tim McDonald was nearly picked off another one, and that would have sent you through the roof if Tim picked up his second interception of the game.
Yeah, forget the interception. He's just, I know what he's feeling like right now. I mean, anybody who's ever had ribs where you can't get up and go in the bathroom in the morning, or sit up, or sneeze, or cough, or move, or ribs are, I mean, they're brutal. And you go in there, you get by with a little help from your friend. Now, Steve Mariucci hurt his ribs, and he's having a hard time coaching. McDonald's playing with,
but he's not getting help from his friend.
No, he's not.
And a whistle before the snap. The 49ers call a timeout, and that is their second timeout, leaving them with only one, with 9:04 remaining in the fourth quarter, with the Niners still leading 21-14.
I think this is a mistake. Tim McDonald calls a timeout. Looks like they're going to go man-to-man out here and bring the two safeties, and then him would have these two guys in coverage. But Tim McDonald saw something he did not like, and they called the timeout effectively, wasted their second timeout. It could have been a case of not having the right communication, but the bottom line is right here. Look, there's one left up there for San Francisco.
Third down and 15.
Number 27.
Three wide receivers line up to the right, including Troy Brown, number 80. Scott Zolak going on an out, caught by the rookie Simmons, and they say it is an incomplete pass. He did not stay in. They spot the ball. He is, yes. But short of the first down by a yard.
That's the key. The point is,
you got to go to the sticks.
Get the first down. Now you're playing like a rookie today, rookie. And that happens. I mean, that's going to happen. But he's got to know where that is. And then, see, watch the end of the play. See, he's glad he got the ball, and he didn't fight to get up.
He accepts the catch.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So it's fourth down and 2, and the Patriots call a timeout. This is a critical play coming up. 4th and 2. Zolak will go to the sidelines. New England will go for it. Plenty of time remaining, 8:48, and Pete Carroll is elected not to go for a field goal to cut the margin, but he is going for the first down. 4th down and 2 at the 13-yard line. There you see the Patriots. 9 for 18, above the league average.
Gutsy call here.
Yes, it is. If it works, you look great. Derek Cullers is the back. Out of the shotgun is Scott Zolak. And he puts it up, and the pass is caught by Ben Coates, and he's got a first down inside the 10. So it paid off. A gamble by Pete Carroll pays off. He wants to get the 7 and tie the game.
That was not a good throw by Zolak either. He just kind of floated that thing. But a good job. Watch, he just kind of floats that thing up. There's pressure on him. Coach is waiting there for that football. Now watch, you tell me.
Yeah, Mariucci wished he didn't make the mistake.
Mariucci's saying, no, there was a push. There was a push.
First and goal at the 9. Robert Edwards driving to the 6-yard line. So a gutty call by Pete Carroll, because a field goal, you know, with 8 minutes to go, you have enough time to get the ball back. Your defense has been playing solid football, and if you get a touchdown, you take the lead. But the 11th play of the drive coming up here on second down.
Dick, the only thing I can think is that he doesn't have great confidence that his offense can get here again. And so he's saying, look, if we have to take some chances, we're going to let him hang out, and he did.
It's a running play to Edwards. Touchdown. Right up the gut.
That was pure power, Dick. They just handed it to Edwards and just let him run with power.
And that's the first non-passing touchdown today. Robert Edwards with the 5-yard run, and Adam Vinatieri. Bad snap, but he recovers for the extra point to tie this game at 21-21 with 7:34 to go. And Pete Carroll gambling on 4th and 2. It paid off. And the Patriots came through, and as he told us yesterday, that when our back's to the wall, that's when we deliver. And a 11-play scoring drive, as Zolak was 4 for 6 on that drive passing.
Edwards gave the power, but it wasn't going to happen unless the offensive line did what it had to do. Nice job by Willaba. Nice job inside by Irwin, 63. Watch how the line of scrimmage stays this way. See, it's going back the other way. Good job by Rucci. And then Zolak is a happy camper.
So the backup quarterback, and you've got to give him a lot of credit. I know that some of his passes have been way off the mark, but here's a guy who has started one game in the last 5 years, Matt, filling in for Drew Bledsoe, who could play next week if the Patriots need it with that broken finger. But Zolak, who said, I relish the assignment in a meaningful game to start. Last drive netted more yards than the first 3 drives of this second half. There's Bledsoe, who courageously carried the Patriots through the middle of their schedule when they won 3 in a row. And the kickoff by Vinatieri. Terry Kirby inside his 5-yard line. Returns to about the 24. And finally, the Patriots were able to capitalize on the turnover, the interception by Willie Clay that set it up.
Well, the defense has grudgingly given up yardage, but where they've really turned the corner so far in this game has been the 3 turnovers, a fumble recovery and 2 interceptions.
First down, crowd on its feet. From the 24, Garrison Hurst, and Lawyer Malloy wrestles him out of bounds after a short pickup.
That's a nice job of Lawyer Malloy and a good defensive call, because Lawyer Malloy walked up late and gave him that 8-man. Now remember, in football, that 8th man is a guy who's unaccounted for. You don't have a blocker for him. And so once he gets to the line of scrimmage, you can see him right here. Now there's no one for him. The fullback is looking for the linebacker, and Lawyer Malloy is free to run to the football, and this right here is why he's in the Pro Bowl.
Jerry Rice to the bottom of your screen. 2nd and 8, inside handoff Hurst. And it'll be 3rd and about 5 for the 49ers.
Well, with that touchdown, what the Patriots have been able to do is resurrect the crowd and the emotion, and they have them now, and you can start to feel it's that time of the game where you have to make a play. And we can start to feed off of the emotion and the feel, and that's what I love about this game.
Third and 5, Young under pressure, and down he goes, and that was Steve Israel with the 4th sack of the game on a corner blitz. A loss of 10 yards.
Steve Young wanted to look to his left because T-Bucky Jones doesn't get over there right away. So he looks here and he sees that Slade undercut him. And then Jones was right there. And by the time he came to look, Israel came off the blitz and it was too late.
4th down, and Reggie Roby will kick. And the punt, Troy Brown with the fair catch. It takes a 49er bounce, but in any event, the Patriots will have the ball in ideal situation in a tie game at 21-21 and 5:40 to go in the 4th.
Chris Slade, he has made a lot of plays that will not show up in the statistics, and he's made them that you'll watch him on tape and realize what a heck of a game he's played.
Ben Coates, the tight end, lines up wide left and comes in motion. From the 37, Zolak finds Tony Simmons, gets by the defender, goes out of bounds and gets about 8 yards. It was Langham who missed the tackle on Simmons.
See, Simmons has very good speed, and he's got big hands on him, kind of Venus flytrap kind of hands. And he's a physical guy, but he's learning how to play the game. And part of that learning is confidence. And when you get to a point where you've dropped a few balls and, you know, you've run out of bounds and you shouldn't have known where the first down was, the more catches you can get in this critical time gives you more confidence.
2nd and 2, and the give to Robert Edwards, who scored a touchdown the last time the Patriots had the ball, may have the first down here.
I think that's an excellent illustration of always falling forward. He was hit, really didn't have a chance, but because of how he finishes that thing with the ball going forward, he's got himself a chance.
Well, we know John Riggins was a fullback, but he was maybe one of the best, if not the best, at falling forward and never being knocked back.
Earl Campbell was that way. I mean, Earl Campbell, you hoped he tripped before he got to you.
They're measuring for the first down. By the way, you were talking about Tony Simmons. He now has caught 5 passes for 56 yards, and they appear to be just shy by that much.
You know, regardless of what happens in this game, I think you have to say with the depletion of players that the Patriots and Pete Carroll have had today, it's an excellent effort.
And all season.
All season long. They lost their receivers. They've lost their quarterback.
Willie McGinnis and
They've lost their best. They don't have a real pass rusher. They lost their best linebacker. And they fought this game down to the 5-minute mark. Look, it's anybody's game.
3rd and inches on the New England 46. Quarterback sneak. Flag down as well. Zolak would have the first down, it appears, pending the flag.
That's going to go against the Patriots.
5 yards. 3rd down.
Saying Todd Rucci, their right guard, moved. And it goes from 3rd and inches to 3rd and 5 inches. Watch Rucci right here, number 71. It's what the official sees. That's a good call by the official. Just that little bit. Just that bit. Watch the ball. See the ball right there? See that hunch? That's some good eyes by the officials.
So it'll be 3rd down and more than 5 inches.
It's a monster.
Critical penalty with 4:38 and running. When you're inches away and would have had the first down in a tie game where you need a win and hope Tennessee loses to wrap up a playoff berth. And the Oilers are losing to Green Bay. Now, if the Patriots lose today and the Oilers lose, New England still could get in as a wild card by beating the Jets next week on the road. And that's no small task, obviously, considering what the Jets have been.
Especially with the blood involved with these two teams. Right?
3rd and a little more than 5.
Oh, they got their 5 yards back in a free play.
And the pass is caught. Still short of the first down, but you're right, Matt. They're going to get the 5 back. And a little overzealous was the 49ers looking to blitz.
Well, they were going to send an exclamation point. They weren't going to go down easy. John Marshall, their defensive coordinator, decided to come after him with a blitz right up the middle.
Offside on the linebacker. 5 yards. That will not
and here he comes.
be a first
They're
down.
going to stream up inside.
First down. 3rd down.
Ken Norton Jr. is here, and that's just kind of towing the line is Matt Schulter's 30.
Yes, it was Schulter's.
And they're going to get him. So you're back to 3rd and inches again. The mistake that was made by Zolak, he had the free play, and he threw underneath for the first down. You got to throw for the first down marker because it's a freebie.
So it'll be 3rd down and inches again. No quarterback sneak this time. It's a running play to Edwards. First down to the New England 49-yard line. Now the Packers leading 27-14 over the Oilers in a game of huge interest to Patriot fans, and Green Bay driving under 4 minutes left.
Good job by Zephros Moss of being able to allow him to get to the corner on Roy Barker, and this is what it comes down to. One's disappointed and one's pumped. And then, of course, you get the smile from nothing like a happy running back after a first down. That's as much emotion as you're going to get out of Robert Edwards all year.
Going over 1,000 yards, only the third Patriot to do so. First down at the 49-yard line. Zolak gets pressure, and the pass nearly intercepted by Merton Hanks. Tony Simmons was the intended receiver, and Merton very nearly had his second pick of the game.
The picture tells a story. You don't even have to say anything.
Right in his hands.
He had him. Looked like he was the intended receiver.
3:48.
It's a pretty good job by Jefferson of making sure he doesn't catch that ball.
Second and 10 at the 49. Here's Edwards trying to go outside and knocked outside by Lee Woodall out of bounds. Well, it's been an emotional game for Pete Carroll going without Terry Glenn and Drew Bledsoe today.
And it's just many faces and emotions of Carroll. And when you're in the game and you're in the season and everything comes down basically to your last two games, there's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows. And that's what makes our game so great. There's so much emotion involved.
And a tough division fight. And of course, he knows that the Jets wrapped up the AFC East yesterday. Bill Parcells, who he succeeded. 3rd and 9, the pass incomplete, intended for Troy Brown. And Antonio Langham was defending on the play, so Tupa will have to come in and kick with 3:40 to go. Now at Lambeau Field, the Packers lead the Oilers now 30-14 with less than 3.5 minutes left. So the Patriots, they can pull this game out. They will wrap up a wild card berth. If not, they have to wait for next week and need to beat the Jets. Tom Tupa would kick, and R.W. McQuarters is deep. High kick, and McQuarters lets it bounce, and the Patriots will down it at the 10-yard line. Game 2 of our Fox NFL doubleheader coming up next. The Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. Remember the first time they played on Monday night, Matt, you were there, of course, on radio, and it was an embarrassment. The Eagles had no offense, and now they play Dallas again.
And they have Coy Detmer, who's given them something. The Cowboys are minus Deion Sanders, so they're hurting in their secondary. And I think the thing to remember about that game, the first game, was that had they had Coy Detmer, they had some open receivers. They just didn't have anybody to get them the ball. That game could be a good football game.
San Francisco getting all of their points in the second quarter. Starting from the 11-yard line. Garrison Hurst with a fine gain on first down. Gets about 8 yards and gets him out of deep trouble.
And he's over the 100-yard mark again. I think that sets a record for him, if I'm not mistaken.
Look at the 49ers, unaccustomed as they are. Minus 10 yards passing because of good coverage, good pressure on Steve Young.
Secondary is really picked up their share of the
2nd and 3 to Hurst. It'll be 3rd down and short as Teddy Bruschi, scrappy player, comes up to make the play under 2:50 remaining. The 49ers have only 1 timeout remaining. They used 2 timeouts in you may want to call senseless situations earlier this half.
Ill-advised, I would say, in those situations.
Good turn by you.
It's the first one in 7 years.
I remember another one in '93. 3rd and 1.
Big 3rd down. This is a mistake.
And that'll do it. They're out of timeouts now. That's their 3rd and final timeout. Can you figure it out?
No. And apparently they couldn't either. This is a monster right now at the, what, 2:20? They can't stop the clock again.
The 2:20 to go and a tie score, and you can see them shaking their head over on the 49ers sideline. This is not good clock management by their offense today.
And remember what happened. Remember, Steve Young's not going to be real thrilled about this whole process. You can see him in the huddle. He sees the clock coming down. See, I can't believe, you got to be kidding me. You can't get a play in here on time. You got to be kidding me. You couple that with the fact that on a special teams play, Hanshaw doesn't come in. They have to voice a timeout. And then on a defensive play where there was miscommunication, Tim McDonald takes a timeout.
So the Niners are out of timeouts. They have a 3rd and 1. Rolling out is Young. Spires tries to get him and finally does. 5 sacks, and that is Greg Spires with his 2nd big defensive play of the game.
That's a monster. It's a monster. They were going to try to hit. They lined up Terrell Owens in the backfield, motioned him out. They were going to try to hit him off kind of a hit. Here he's going to come right outside. Spires lined up inside. Nobody blocked him, and he got to the top side. See, they were going to try to pick inside, but the Patriots did a tremendous job of zoning off the pick. A good job. Again, Chris Slade, watch how he undercuts. Can't make that throw. Tries to look back inside, and by that time, Spires and Eaton are there, and it's done. It's a 2nd monster play by Spires. There's too many monsters in this last set. A flurry of monsters.
The rookie from Florida State coming up big today against the 49ers as Reggie Roby kicks, and a flag is down as we get down to the 2-minute warning. Steve Young over on the sideline, and the medics
2-minute warning
are checking with him
before the play went.
But the 2-minute warning here at Foxborough, and we'll be back in a tie 21-21 here at Foxborough. Steve Young was looked at by the doctors, and Ty Detmer was starting to take some snaps. There is Young and there is Detmer, just in case. Meanwhile, Reggie Roby will kick from his end zone, and Troy Brown back deep. 2 minutes remaining in regulation here at Foxborough. And here is Brown on the return from his 45. Cuts up the middle. And a good return by Brown. And the Patriots get to the 41. Mark Edwards.
Watch the end of this play. Greg Spires gets him from one side, and then Eaton comes down and falls on that ankle in the lower leg. And that sent him to the bench limping, where he was surrounded by medical people. Now, anytime a player, especially a quarterback, is surrounded by medical people, they don't let the camera, and that's not a good sign. So they don't want you to see what the heck is going on.
45 times.
Yeah, the good news, you can see he's up and he's hopping around.
They've come at him today, and that was New England's strategy. 5 sacks. From the 41-yard line, Robert Edwards, the rookie from Georgia, who has gone over 1,000, may get the first down right at the sticks, and I think he's got it. Antonio Langham makes the tackle, and slow getting up is Ken Norton Jr.
Edwards has had himself an excellent game as well. I mean, remember last week he had 190-something. He has to be closing in on 100 right now himself.
92 yards on 21 carries for Robert Edwards. There you see the 5 sacks by the Patriots, punishing Young, who has thrown 2 interceptions along with 2 touchdowns. Garrison Hurst, 4th straight 100-yard rushing game, 6th of the year, and the backup quarterback Scott Zolak doing his job today to keep the Patriots even and threatening to win this game.
Zolak's done enough. The team, the part of the team that's really stepped up has been their defense, with 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery. And then here in the second half, they've effectively shut Steve Young down. And then also Edwards, you know, we said somebody had to pick his game up. Well, Edwards closing in on 100 yards, who's run very well all game long.
From the 31-yard line, there's Edwards again, and he gets inside the 30-yard line. Roy Barker in on the stop. And I guess when you have a backup quarterback, you don't want him to lose the game. And at this point, Scott Zolak hasn't done anything to lose the game.
Yeah, well, he's avoided that, but I mean, he's made some questionable calls, but that's okay. I mean, decisions, I should say, because he has enough in the 21 points to be able to come out of it. Now, remember in our pregame show, Howie, Terry, JB, and Chris were talking about the run defense of San Francisco, and can it be enough?
2nd and 7 from the 28. Again, they go to Edwards. And Edwards is tackled at the 29 by Ken Norton Jr. Adam Vinatieri, who was wide left from 32 yards on the first drive of the game for the Patriots, but was 4 for 4 last week indoors against the Rams, waiting in the wings.
This is where Bledsoe on the sideline makes a monster do it. There I go with monsters again. You got monsters on the brain.
It's been a monster game in a lot of ways. Yeah?
This is where he makes a difference, see, because you're calling a game differently at the end if you'd have had Bledsoe as opposed to Zolak. Now they were just going to try to run the football.
They're going to call the timeout and set up the 23 seconds to go. And one more timeout remaining for the Patriots. Vinatieri, who's kicked his longest field goal of the season last week, 55 yards. This would be inside that number. It would be about 45 or 46 right now.
You can see there's a lot of green in between. The ball's sitting right here. You can figure another 7 yards beyond that. He's at about the 27, 28. That's be a long kick. That'd be a 44-yard kick.
Well, the New England Patriots poised, getting set to try to win a game that could put him into the wild card. The Oilers losing to the Green Bay Packers with minutes to go in that game. Victory by the Patriots puts them in the wild card. Third down and 6 at the 27-yard line. Robert Edwards looking for the first down and close to it, and a flag goes down. A penalty marker down. Winford Tubbs takes them out of bounds.
That could be a late hit or a hit out of bounds.
And if it is, it'll give him a chip shot. 18 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
5-yard face mask.
Oh, that's
5-yard face mask call.
5 yards from the end of the play. First down.
The New England Patriots on the verge of getting into the wild card. They are tied 21-21 with 18 seconds. This was the last play, Matt.
And it is a face mask on Winfred Tubbs. Clearly you saw that he was going to be short of the first down. With the penalty, it gives them a first down. With 18 seconds, you could still run at it.
The Packers have defeated the Oilers, so a victory by the Patriots will put them in the wild card. And they have 18 seconds left, and they're going to set up what they hope will be the game-winning field goal. Adam Vinatieri, who missed from 32 yards out on the first drive of the game. New England calling its last timeout with 6 seconds on the clock. Will try to kick the winner here, and a game in which Scott Zolak, the backup quarterback, playing in place of Drew Bledsoe. The 49ers were down 7-0, tied it up 14-7, even the game, took a 21-14 lead until the fourth quarter when Robert Edwards scored from 5 yards out to tie it up 21-21, and the Patriots are at this point, because of their defense, Matt, I would think.
Well, Dick, I don't think there's any question that it's because of their defense and the way they played their secondary in particular in the second half.
35-yard field goal attempt. Tom Tuchel will hold, and Adam Vinatieri will attempt it. This is for the win. The kick is good.
They're in the playoffs.
Patriots lead at 24-21. 3 seconds still remain on the clock. But for all intents and purposes, this game is over, and the Patriots, have they done it all year, respond to adversity. No Terry Glenn, no Drew Bledsoe. Here's the kick again by Vinatieri. Perfect. Scott Zolak, in only his 6th start in his 8-year NFL career. And now, more important, they can rest Drew Bledsoe. They don't have to think about playing him against the Jets. And get ready for the wild card. And for Steve Mariucci and the 49ers, Still had hopes of maybe catching Atlanta, but that's out of the books now. And the Falcons will win the NFC West. But the 49ers in the playoffs, and they had it assured before today as they watch Vinatieri's kick go between the goalposts, and the Patriots leading 24-21. This is a team, the Patriots, losing to Atlanta here and losing to the Rams last week in St. Louis. A big victory for them today, Matt.
And it's the way they won it. They knew they had to win it with a few people picking up their games. I believe their offensive line played solidly. Robert Edwards played well. Their secondary played well. Chris Slade played a whale of a game.
No timeouts anyway, and here is Terry Kirby. Flips it to R.W. McQuarters. Time has run out. The game is over, and the Patriots. A huge victory, shorthanded for Pete Carroll's New England Patriots. Scott Zolak leading the way, but it was the defense that did it. Final score, Patriots 24, 49ers 21. We'll be back to Foxborough Stadium in just a moment.